You're going to love this today, Tash. I've
You got something good for
I've
me?
chosen this one specifically for you.
Because that's the kind of guy you are.
Yeah, do you know what the title is? Can't believe we're going to talk about this.
It's going to be money or goal setting.
Vision boards, Tash.
Vision board.
Vision boards, do they work? And are we really talking about them? Why? No, I actually I don't mind them, but when you first hear the concept and you come home, you're like,
I don't like the name.
yeah, you like the concept of it, the name vision board. But when you brought the concept home, Phil, we're going to sit around all weekend and do vision boards.
You were very excited.
Yeah, well, I heard it for a while. We went to a conference up in Sydney, and we listened to a couple there talk about vision boards and really setting. I think there's different ones you can have. So once we heard this talk, we came home and created like 5 or 7 of them, which went on our wall.
We did we?
You did, with participation from me, and I remember them particularly talking about the 10-year vision board. And I think that got you going. We're going to be creating this. So let's lead the way. This is going to be mostly you talking about this. It was special.
So we want to preface it that even we don't like the name vision board, and not to take any offense if people are like, oh, I love vision boards. It's great. But I think it's more just you want and need clarity. Most people, they say, take more time to plan their holiday than they ever do their life. And I know that to be true. I know who I talk to. I know just people have no idea what 10 years from now looks like. And that's terrifying because we recently turned level 40. And I don't know where the last 10 years went. It was very quick, 30 to 40. And I think of like 0 to 10 seemed to take forever. 10 to 20 took a long time. 20 to 30 took a bit of time. And 30 to 40 is really sped up. So like 70 to 80 is just going to go like that.
I know, it's almost like you're going to just go to bed and wake up and then there's 10 years gone past. But yes, love your clarity. Yes, having direction and the holiday thing. People do that. Oh, I spent the last couple of weeks planning the holiday. Yeah, have you spent even 1 hour planning your next year or your next 10 years? No.
So I think I'm in a little bit of an anomaly because I think my upbringing and my just nature is to be so dreamy. But the thing is, we did do a 10-year plan and it was stuck to our wall from 2011.
Before we get into that part, can you just tell us what is a vision board first? For those people who have never heard the concept, never heard the term, what is a vision board, Tash?
So it's very unique and specialised to the person. Some people just like to create a poster or a corkboard or some kind of something that they can stick pictures to. So they might stick pictures of cars and houses and holidays and gold rings or anything else that they think they would like. They might also stick words like strong or strength and confident and success, whatever words resonates with them. It's all that's really stuck there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, you look at it every day and it goes into your unconscious, and your unconscious with your little RAS hook at the back of your brain goes looking for those things and finds opportunities and finds avenues that will bring those things into your life.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm a little bit more regimented and structured. So I didn't want just haphazard photos and words. So I created, as Phil said, a lot of different vision boards. I had one for health. I had one for me personally. I had one for you personally. I had a 10-year plan. I had my gold medal plan for my writing.
You had a wealth one strategy.
We had a money one. We had a relationship one.
Yes.
We had a... because we can and we like it.
Yes.
That was the title. Yeah.
So that's 8. I've just counted 8 then, right there. 8 vision boards.
Yeah. So and that was our bedroom. We didn't have, I'm not into art. I don't need a Picasso on the wall. We just had, and we still do, have all these vision boards decorating our cupboard and our wall. So we know where we're going.
Yeah. And we did move house once in that period of 10 years. So they all came off the wall. The new place, once we got there, like, first thing to go up, basically. Bed's not ready yet. Bedside table's not there, but the vision boards are in place.
Yes.
You even had 2 vision boards in a way, I'll say they're slightly in a way, in the toilet.
Yes, I do. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say they're like, what vision boards in your toilet? Well, we had an Everyday Greatness poster, which if anyone's ever read the book, it's really cool.
From Stephen Covey, I
yeah.
believe.
And it just talks about how you can be every day the greatest version of you.
Very inspirational stories there.
So that's in there. And we also have just some other inspirational stuff.
Yes. And may I add, you even had you had mini ones made and laminated, and so you could stick them and put them in the shower.
Yes, I did.
So these were everywhere.
You're making me sound a bit cuckoo.
No.
You're just like, there's another one.
That's why you love your vision boards. And you touched on it slightly on why does it work? Because as you say, you're seeing this image there.
Yes.
And basically, and words and stuff like that. And I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to create an emotion, because when you create an emotion by seeing that drives you, it's something as well. And I'd written down that, and you mentioned this, but your brain, you see it, and your unconscious brain, so your brain will work tirelessly to achieve the statement that you give your unconscious mind. So if it's the image of a house, particularly one, so and then the more details you get into, the better. But yeah, this unconscious mind of ours, it doesn't matter what you feed it. If you feed it negative or positive, it will work to achieve either ones. So you're like,
well, I
never leave anything to chance. I'd rather give it the positive intentions rather than negative.
And I think people talk a lot about, manifestation. I don't believe in manifestation. Or maybe I'll go and manifest now. The fact is, you're constantly manifesting. It's just what are you manifesting?
Yeah.
You are what you think about. And people that don't agree with that or don't think that that's true, good luck. Really, because the successful people that I know, the successful people I read about, the people that are living the life that is a life that they want was first created in their thoughts.
Yes. Yep.
But what interesting is you talk about vision boards. Now, me just reflecting on the last 10 years, like we had a lot of vision boards and we had a lot of data and we had a lot of things that I wanted to create because I really did dream very big. And we didn't achieve everything. It's not like everything on all those vision boards are achieved. But if you think about the because we can and we like it, I think most of those are ticked.
Yes.
I think I'm trying to think if there any isn't one of them.
And on this particular board, for people who are trying to picture, you just put pictures of things you liked or would like to have in your life. Experiences.
But it's pictures. So our brain does work better in pictures because a lot of the other posters had a lot of words on it. And yeah, it doesn't do so well with the words.
Yeah, and it's whatever. Like you might have a picture of a particular place you wanted to visit on holiday, and because you kind of saw it every day, and then you probably saw it and pictured yourself walking around there, what it would feel like, what it would look like, all the senses that you did that every day for years. Like I had one, I had a few pictures I'd taken. This is slightly different, but on my phone, I remember whenever I came across on social media a really cool location, I'd take a screenshot of it, and then I realized that was before the vision boards, and then I realized we'd put a couple of pictures on there as well, and I must have been also on my phone looking through the photos, and one of them was the castle in Germany, Neuschwanstein, and I didn't even know what the name of it was when I took the photo. I'm like, that just looks like a really cool castle that you've got to go and visit. Don't know what country it's in, where it is, and like 6 years later, there we are walking around it, and it wasn't until I kind of scrolled through my phone again, that was the place. That's amazing.
And I also do it, I mean, it's been a really hard couple of years, and looking after your mental health and being positive and staying happy or excited or up about life is a skill kind of thing when the pressure and the stress is all around you. And looking at my vision boards, like, I don't know if that's just my childhood thing, but I love the future. Yes. Future's freaking awesome. And so if the present isn't so great, you just go hang out there for a little bit and you visualize hanging out in your castle or doing whatever it is, and then you can come back and have a little bit more energy and momentum to build towards that life that you want to have.
I like to think of it like you're basically the author of your book.
Yes.
And if you're where you are now and where you want to go, well, the vision board and vision things like that is almost like writing some of the chapters of where you're like, oh, that's in chapter 4. I'm in chapter 3 at the moment. That's going to be exciting when I get to chapter 4, because you've already written what's going to happen.
And you're the character arc.
Yeah, exactly right. There was a story, like, as you said, there's lots of famous people out there and lots of other people who use this as
Yes.
well. And one of the stories, I don't know if you remember this one, was Jim Carrey. And he was massively into this stuff. And before he became
Jim
Carrey as we know him,
before The Mask.
Yes, in all those movies there. And it was in 1985, and he wrote himself a check for $10 million. This is before he'd made any money in the acting and stuff. $10 million for acting services rendered. Because I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to get 10 million. Imagine that back then. This is like
it's preposterous.
Yes,
you have not made a cent. Why do you think you can get paid $10 million?
And that was in 85, and he dated it for 1995. So he gave him, we're talking the 10-year plans like you did as well. So he wrote on a check. So it's already written. I think he kept it in his wallet, so then he could pull it out every day, look at it, and all that stuff. And it was in November in 95, 10 years later, that he was cast in the movie Dumb and Dumber and paid $10 million for acting services rendered.
So good.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
You know, it's putting out that intention on, and you know, it's had a little bit of a bad rap maybe from can't even think of the movie. Yes, that intention out there. Sit back and it's going to happen.
Yes, he still went to all the interviews. He still got all the rejections.
There is that
worked
part
his craft
in the middle of doing the work to get there. But you know, that was a really, really cool story. Really like that one.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not just a vision board is going to get you somewhere. It's not just action's going to get you somewhere. It's not just like visualizing is going to get you there. It's all of these things. Our brain has to work with our body. And if our body's taking action, but the brain doesn't believe it, it's not going to happen. If our brain is doing all the work, but we're not actually getting out and doing anything, it's not going to happen. And it's just a combination of all those things that can create you. And Phil and I living our dream life. Well, I don't think we'll ever get there, because the minute I achieve the dream life, like the dream life you and I had when we started dating in 1998, it's so far below what we've managed to overcome. But I still don't say it's my dream life, because now my dream is 10 million things levels higher than that. So I think it's really important that people take the time to create a vision board, to create a plan, to create a map of how they want the next 10 years to look and work towards getting it. And even though we didn't achieve everything on our 10-year plan, our life is just, I can't even 100x. It is so much better and greater and more exciting and more filled with so much more than it ever would have been if I had been 30 and just decided to live every year and hope that some things happen.
Yes, I was going to say that. I think having the vision board, you always talk about this analogy, it's having your destination. It's like having a map and now knowing where you want to steer and where you want to go. Without that destination, where you just sail the seas, we could be going in circles. Have you ever seen when, this is a very great example, have you ever seen when they put a blindfold on someone and they get them to walk
in a straight line?
Have you seen the graph of what it looks like?
I think you tell me they just go around in circles.
Yeah, they start walking a little bit, but it seems that you go in circles. Like you literally do. You get somewhere, but you're going in circle. You know, pull off the blindfold, know the destination you're heading to. Boom, you're heading there. Yes, you might have to climb over the hill. You might have to go around the rock or whatnot, but you still have the insight of where you want to go. I think that's what the vision boards...
And I think it's about having intention. Like I said, our relationship, it wasn't just, oh, well, I hope we'll be married in 10 years. It was the intention of growing and cultivating and caring for and looking after our relationship to make sure that we were together in 10 years. The same for our wealth, the same for... like a lot of the stuff, it was okay, this doesn't just happen naturally, because our natural, nature's natural thing is, there's a fancy word for it in physics. It means like to degrade or to go down.
I've got the word.
Oh.
Entropy.
Entropy is the word.
And so entropy...
the natural state is entropy.
Yeah, and I heard this and when I was listening to someone talk about it, they say just if you made something like a sandcastle, you got the shape of the sandcastle, it looks like, that's the shape. But the natural state of the sand, it wants to go back to its individual grains and be smooth and flat again. And that's the state where everything will kind of go back to.
Its natural state. Yes.
So...
don't do that. Well, that's what you're fighting against. So you have to bypass that. You have to make sure that you're caring for the things that are important, that you're working towards the things that are important, and you're clear on the things that are important.
Yes. So if someone was to be listening to think, this actually sounds like something I want to get started, I want to do, what would, you created 8 to start with. That could be overwhelming for some. What would you suggest could be some action steps for someone wanting to create a board?
Yeah, so come up with an image for the health, we both had images of physiques that we wanted to have. I also had like fruit and vegetables stacked all together pretty on my board. I also had a bottle of water. So just think about in different sections of your life. So your health, come up with a picture or a couple. Your relationship, come up with a couple. For wealth, how much money, like lots of people might have $1 million or $100 million or whatever it is. For your business, maybe you've thought of starting a business, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I can. You might write the bridal dress company serving 10,000 brides a year, and that's your vision and your expectation for that business. You're not there yet, but that's what you would like to eventually be. Relationships, children, what else? Oh, and then all the fun stuff, like if you're into cars or boats or castles or gold staircases like me or whatever it is.
Travel, holidays.
Yeah, travel, first class picture. What does a Singapore airline suite look like?
Yes.
And it's funny, like when we did that, you Google what does first class look like? And you're like, whoa, because you don't even know what it looks like. Because I've never been in first class. I don't know what that looks like. So you need to show your brain this is actually what's possible. When you reach this level of income or this level of success or this level of wealth, you will be able to have this experience. And it's like, because then it does that spike your interest. For me, I really want that. Like I look at a first class suite and go, that has to be bare minimum if I'm going to fly. And there's 4 of us. So, and then that helps you elevate your wealth goals and your financial goals because it has to match that. I'm not going to go bankrupt and bankrupt our family on one Singapore suite. It has to be a tiny amount of our income.
Yes.
So yeah, hopefully that helps. That helps you just go, okay, I can go into, and I think it's just permission to dream. Like, don't let that voice of you're never going to have a bridal company serving 10,000 brides a year, and you're never going to fly first class, and you're never going to be able to travel to Egypt and see the Sphinx, and you're never going to blah. We don't need that judgment. Just dream. Just put it out there, and that poster at the end should make you feel super excited, super happy, and super motivated.
Yes.
Then you know you've done the right job.
Yeah. So go out there now, start creating that dream life, that vision board, and the direction of where you want to be.
Yeah. Share your pictures below in the comments, and are we going to send them a page if they want to see mine?
If you'd like to.
I think some people might want to see the page.
Yep. Why not? We'll include some photos.
Yeah, we'll create a page of a little bit, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Enjoy.